Hello peeps, good afternoon, welcome to My Left Ear. I'm Carrie Freeman. It's Monday, March 14th, and this is video 81. At My Left Ear, I do a lot of political and psychic commentary, some predictions, and privately, I do private sessions, I do hypnotherapy and psychic coaching, and all that information and my email is below in the description area. I also help people with performance issues in writing. And lastly, as you know, we all have to ask you to subscribe and like. YouTube wants that. So thank you very much. This is kind of a shorter, I always say that, but I think this is going to be a little shorter today. I wanted to come back and talk for a minute about Merrick Garland, because I had talked about it in my last video, and then I posted some things. And one of the reasons I wanted to come back is there were, I posted some things that seemed hopeful, because he came out and made statements. He had been interviewed by NPR and came out very strong about what his intentions are and what he's going to do going forward. Now, some people that responded to my website, my YouTube channel, were elated and hopeful and positive, and I know that I'm going to get all kinds of responses, but I got a bit of snark from people, and it really wasn't directed at me, although it felt like it was directed at me, because I'd open up a comment and it would be yawn, snoozing, I'm so damn tired of waiting. I mean, I really got the frustration, and I found myself sitting there as the human being that I am going, I wish someone would say, hi, Carrie, I'm really frustrated, or thank you, but there was snark. And actually one person I hit reply, and I said, meaning what? Because I thought I understood what they were, and basically it's all frustration. And some people, which I completely understand, find it hard to imagine Merrick Garland is ever going to step up. So there are three camps in the Merrick Garland story or evaluation. One camp is faith. He's going to do it. The next camp is, I don't believe it, it's taking too long. It's taking forever. And the third camp is, I think Merrick Garland is hoping to run out the clock so Trump will be incapable of testifying and I'll be off the hook. And that's the most cynical one. So I just wanted to respond to something. Now, I have colleagues that I really respect that think that he's just privately trying to run out the clock so he doesn't have to deal with it. But, and I'm sorry I didn't write better notes on this, so please excuse me, but on Twitter this few days ago, a man posted, and he said, for all of those who think that Merrick Garland is trying to run out the clock, I just got issued a subpoena to appear in front of the grand jury, but the subpoena arrived on the day that the Trump indictment, or one of them, I don't know which one, was going to run out. So he said, ye of little faith, this wouldn't have happened on the day that, the clock was going to run out. And they caught it just in time with this subpoena. So that is pretty good evidence that the DOJ and everybody at the DOJ is aware that the clock can run out on certain issues. All right, so in the past, when I pulled runes on Merrick Garland, because he really is so very, very important, I've gotten pretty much the same answers, which is I haven't gotten, he's not going to show up, he's going to be a disgrace. I just haven't gotten any of it. My runes have said that he's going to step forward. Now, you know, watch Glenn Kirshner all the time, probably like you do. He's so reliable, and he always likes to provide some hope, and he's a good communicator. And, you know, he, with all his experience, you know, has admitted he's sure this is going to happen, that Merrick Garland is going to step up. But he also says, yeah, it's taking forever. And yeah, he's frustrated, like all of us. I mean, I'm even frustrated, and I think it's going to happen. So when Garland came out last week on the NPR interview, and he was very strong, here's what I think happened. There was a lot of propaganda, a lot of stuff on Twitter about the right is going to revolt. There's going to be a civil war. They're going to come after the DOJ. Just this thing just emerged like, you better not. You better not. And I think it angered Merrick Garland. And so his anniversary was a good opportunity for him to come out and declare it again. So a little pushback, and fortunate for us. So I'm going to read, I did runes again, but I'm going to read an excerpt. So this is what he said in the interview. Every FBI office, almost every U.S. attorney's office in the country is working on this matter. And he's talking about January 6th. We've issued thousands of subpoenas, seized and examined thousands of electronic devices. That's interesting. Examined terabytes of data, thousands of hours of videos. People are working every day, 24/7, and are fully aware of how important this is. This had to do with the interference of the peaceful transfer of power from one administration to another, and it doesn't get more important than that. The words of Merrick Garland. All right, now, I threw runes this morning. I was like, okay, let's do it again. And the ultimate answer is, you know, my question was, will Merrick Garland persevere? All right. So so you don't have to be in suspense. The answer is yes, he will. But the first rune I got was disruption, which is like the Tower card in the tarot. So when it hits, when the announcement hits, how it will hit, whether all of a sudden there's going to be the FBI at Mar-a-Lago walking Trump away, or it's going to be announced indictments were delivered to, you know, Donald Trump and whoever. We're talking about Trump now. That's the disruption. And there'll probably be more threats, okay? So then the next one is protection. That's the second rune, protection. And protection talks about new opportunities and challenges. So certainly indicting Trump for 1 million offenses, crimes, is an opportunity, and it's a challenge because it's never been done before. That's part of the slowness. Because there's no attorney on the planet that likes to venture into unknown territory. And holding an ex-president accountable for very, very serious crimes. There's no precedent, and they like precedent. So it's like making sure all the dots, all the periods, all the everything is perfect. And it says timely action and correct conduct are the protection. All right. So the second rune was protection, and it says timely action and correct conduct are the protection. So the slowness is protecting the DOJ. It's protecting the issues, the criminal issues. And the last one, the final one, which nails it, is possessions. And surprisingly, the Rune of Possessions is the rune of fulfillment, ambition fulfilled, rewards received, and good fortune. This is all I can tell you. So I believe it. And what we all need, and that would be including me, would be just the faith and the patience. And it's difficult because with nothing happening or seemingly happening, it just looks like everybody's running rampant, acting out, doing whatever they want to do. And Trump certainly is running his mouth and sounding really weird these days. So patience. Now, if you write me, because I like to hear from everybody, just, say, hi, Carrie, bullshit. Just say my name so it's a little more personal and you're not attacking me, because I'm here trying to do something good for you guys. All right, I'm off that now for a moment. I think it's awfully good, though. The runes were awfully good this morning. And I'm feeling good about this. Just don't know the when, So 3 weeks ago, I just want to reflect on this. The Ukrainian people, just like you and I, were shopping, eating in restaurants, going to work, sipping coffee. And overnight, their entire lives have been blown up. Literally and figuratively. So, we're going into the 3rd week of the invasion, and Putin is really boxed in because he didn't have the foresight or proper preparation. He misjudged, so it appears, the power of the Ukrainian people and Zelensky. He misjudged. Which, when you're isolated and you're like this megalomaniac, it's easy to make these mistakes because you don't allow anybody to talk to you or give you a suggestion or advice. So he's just now off the beam. He's pillaging Ukraine, but he can't sustain it. He can blast and blast. He can't sustain it. He doesn't have the soldiers. He doesn't have the mechanisms, but the way he's built, the way his ego is built, his psychopathy, he just wants to now demoralize Ukraine into submission. He wants to just morally, emotionally crush all of them. And he really wants to get President Zelensky. It's pretty incredible that Zelensky isn't hiding, and he keeps showing up and showing up and showing up. He's really something to behold. And I saw him yesterday visiting injured soldiers in the hospital. It was very beautiful. He walked in and everybody lit up that he would show up when there's a bounty on his head. This is going to go on for a while, but we will see shifts. Putin is being squeezed, and like other people, I do not think we're under nuclear threat. It's talked about, but I don't think we're under it. Now, winding up here, I just want to. I wrote a note here. My left ear is talking about the power of propaganda. And we think at some point, Tucker Carlson may be investigated. He may be nabbed because his rhetoric is so dangerous, and he's become a Russian asset on Fox, and they are blasting Tucker Carlson all over Russia. And my feeling is something's got to give. Okay, we'll keep an eye on Tucker Carlson. I had a lot of fun things happen this week, but I just don't feel like talking about them in this particular video, but I picked one. Good evidence. I had a day of really being busy running errands. I got home, kind of tore off my clothes. I was so excited to sit down, relax, read, look at Twitter, whatever. And there's pounding on my door. And I've got a security door. I mean, no one can break into my place. So I was, oh my God. Okay, so I said, who is it? It's Verizon. Well, I don't have an appointment with Verizon. And then he mentions the name of my apartment manager. Well, she thought you might like to talk about transferring to Spectrum. And I'm talking to everybody in the building. I was like, okay. So I opened the door and I'm looking at this young man in his 20s. And when I tell you he was movie star handsome, he was gorgeous. And his name was Raphael. And he was some kind of Latin guy, but American. And Raphael was so pleasant, so nice, so relaxed, informative. He got me to quit Spectrum and sign up. I was like, wow, this kid. But I was talking to him about, well, I changed to Spectrum so I could upload my YouTube videos. I'm a YouTuber. I'm on YouTube. And he goes, you are? What's it called? And he goes, and I said, well, listen, you have to be a Democrat or an independent. He goes, I'm an independent. I said, okay. So he looked me up. He goes, there you are. Oh my God. I just subscribed. So someone knocked on my door. I signed up for Verizon, saving $30 a month, and Raphael signed up. So that was just a sweet moment. I have other fun moments too. I don't know. The other day I walked out the door and like everybody I encountered gave me compliments. It was really weird. It was really fun. But I was like, okay, what light is shining on me today? It was really fun. I'm just sharing that with you. I'm not going to go into detail. So I do have some quotes here. And the quotes are on war. So this is by Aldous Huxley. And he wrote, the most shocking fact about war is that its victims and its instruments are individual human beings. And that these individual beings are condemned by the monstrous conventions of politics to murder or be murdered in quarrels that are not their own. He really captured it, didn't he? These individuals, beings, are condemned by the monstrous conventions of politics. I'm going to say Putin politics. To murder or to be murdered in quarrels that are not their own. And thousands of soldiers, Russian soldiers, are going to be going back to Russia in body bags. So the second quote is by Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway, what difference does it make to the dead, the orphans and the homeless, whether the mad destruction is wrought under the name of totalitarianism or in the holy name of liberty or democracy? What difference does it make to the dead? And the last one, Mahatma Gandhi. War does not determine who is right, only who is left. So we are in grave times, my friends, and nothing stays the same. This is like a true thing about life. Things change. The bad times don't last, and the good times don't last. So there will be transition here. Nobody really knows the timing of it. I feel that there could be something very sudden we wake up to, and it's news, and something's happened. And I do feel, my left ear does feel, there are people connected to Russia that are discussing what to do with Vladimir Putin. And so that's noise in the background of my my left ear, and we'll see what happens. All right, I'll be back sooner than later. I'm still working on the back end of my YouTube and setting systems up. Wish me well. And make peace, make memories, create good evidence. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.